Well, hello everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and it is that time again to talk about favorites. So these are some plants, some planty things, and different just plant related items that I really loved, and some plants I really gravitated towards throughout March. So I'm just gonna share them with you. So the first one is this beautiful Alocasia Cuprea. So I found this at Smith's. It was marked down, I think because a couple of the leaves had broken off of the stems, but the plant looked amazing, and I had never seen one in real life before where I live, and I highly doubt I'll ever see one again, so I scooped it up. And as you can see, it is just doing so good. I have it sitting right here on my table in my west facing window where all my other alocasias are, and it's just doing wonderful. The other leaves died off to make room for this one to really flourish, and you can see that it has a beautiful variegation going here. It used to have like this really just otherworldly glossiness to it, a really deep purple, like it looked like something out of a movie, like an alien would have made up this plant. But as you can see, that has been replaced by this equally beautiful like red, orange, rusty color. And then the decaying parts here on the side just really like add to, I don't know, like add to it. It just looks so dynamic. I really love this plant a lot. It's also a little squishy, you know. I have it there sitting on my table, so here as I'm like doing my makeup in the morning, I get to see it just slowly like rotting out of its pot and really seeing Mother Nature at work. And it's just a lovely thing to see. I mean, look how nice it looks. I love this plant so much. I would totally buy this again. I think it is amazing, and if I saw it in real life again here where I live, I would scoop it up in a second. The second plant I want to mention is this curly spider plant. So one of you guys actually left me a comment saying that the curly one is actually called Bonnie. It's a Bonnie spider plant, and I think that just means it's the curly one. So the reason this one really stood out to me this month is I really enjoy these curly leaves that have this super like nice lime green with that beautiful white stripe going down the center, and then the end of the leaf has a brown tip, and the green and the brown is just a perfect combo. I also love that this plant has all these dried up leaves hanging down here at the bottom because it really offsets the beauty of this plant. Another thing that these crispy leaves are adding is a nice sound to the plant. So every time I take it down, it's just so loud because so many of the leaves are crispy. So I also really enjoy how some of the leaves here are really yellow and like a little bit crusty and a little bit dying off there. They're kind of interspersed throughout the plant, so it really adds this really beautiful dimension to the plant. It's not all green and perfect looking. It's got these beautiful crispy edges here, and then these like yellow ones kind of peppered in throughout there. And if you look really deeply, you can see a lot of the browning in there, and that yellow just really offsets that green just perfectly. I also love this hanging from the ceiling. I have this up in my living room, so every time we walk in there, I get to see the bottom view of this plant, and I mean, look how nice that looks. Just like a nice octopus or something hanging from the ceiling. And given that there's so much going on with this plant between the crispiness, the dead leaves, the yellowing leaves all inside, it just gives you a lot to look at of the plant. You don't get to just look at these beautiful, perfect, healthy leaves. You also get to see this like brown, crusty spot. You never know what you're gonna find in this plant, and that's something I really love about it. And then I really like this too. I just saw this like baby it's putting out hit me right in the face a second ago. Also fun. It adds to the fun of the plant. The next one I want to show you is right over here off camera. So this little baby right here is an Alocasia Stingray, and you might remember this plant from my, I think it was my video called I'm Alocasia Crazy. I think it was featured in that video. This was a huge Alocasia Stingray, like leaves that were so big and beautiful. I got this at Home Depot and it was $50. But this is all that's left of the plant, and I really love it this way. So again, like I said earlier, it's nice to see Mother Nature at work here. So all of the big, beautiful leaves just slowly started falling off. Each one got really mushy and would just kind of hang over the pot and fall off. So I took all of those plants out of there, all of the leaves. That way they weren't sucking up energy to let this one leaf really flourish and get as beautiful as it can. So I know it used to be really big and beautiful, but I appreciate it a lot more now because now this one leaf really gets to flourish and be its big, beautiful self. And it has all this room in this pot to really just spread its wings, let its roots go crazy and get as big as possible. So this is definitely a favorite for me. I am gonna put this outside during the summer and see what this one leaf can really do. So yeah, really love this plant a lot. So those are all of the plants I wanted to mention that I've just really loved in the month of March. But I have two planty things that also have really added to my planty experience this month. So I went through and like shined up all of my leaves this month. So if you are, let me grab one here. Just a little example, but if you're kind of feeling bored with your plants or they're not looking as fun as they could, they're looking a little dull, go clean your leaves. You don't have to spray them down and wipe them with the cloth. You really could just put them under the sink and kind of wipe them around with your fingers like this. I do that sometimes, but I got this Miracle-Gro leaf shine and I just spray each leaf, get a little microfiber cloth, and I feel like I have brand new plants. Like each one that I was cleaning, I was telling my boyfriend, I feel like I have a new plant. Like I just loved it so much. I mean, look how glossy this looks. This is a Philodendron bobsea. Just a couple of cuttings that I have growing in this a little jar of water here. But another thing that works really good to shine up leaves, you don't have to go out and buy something like this. You could make your own or just use what you have. Lard is a really good thing to shine up your leaves. If you have some left over from Christmas, you're making some bizcochitos or something, get a little lard on your fingers, really shine up your leaves there. Another thing that I used growing up that my mom used was mayonnaise. Like some Miracle Whip. You gotta get that zip of Miracle Whip, you know what I mean? It'll shine up your leaves and it'll add this nice like scent of vinegar and salad dressing to your room. It's so nice. It'll also attract a lot of pests. And speaking of pests, another thing I loved this month, let me put this baby back. Another thing I loved this month were spider mites. So I had a spider mite outbreak on my plants here. And at first I was thinking, oh, spider mites, but then I thought, you know what? Thank you, spider mites. You have really opened my eyes. And I never knew how much nutrients or how many nutrients were in my leaves. And the spider mites really bring the nutrients right to the top of the leaves and they bring all these yellow little dots to the top. So instead of having a perfectly green, beautiful leaf, you get to have a green leaf speckled with yellow, but it's the nutrients in your leaf. So you really get to see the nutrients come to the top of the leaves and it just adds to the beauty of the plant. You also get to look at like the delicate, intricate little webs that they make. I mean, Mother Nature at work right there. I really enjoy that. And I got to use my pesticides. I got to take my plants outside and spray them all down, give them a little bath. And spider mites, you know, some people might not think they're that good and like, ooh, spider mite outbreak, that's horrible, I'm sorry for you. But you know what? They really come out of nowhere and they really challenge you, which is always a good thing, right? To be challenged and to feel like they're helping you control your anger, control your rage. They're keeping you from throwing your plant out. You know, you really get to work on your plant skills and your, you know, trying to upskill yourself as an indoor gardener. You know what I mean? So next time you see spider mites on your plant, thank them. Thank them. They're bringing the nutrients right to the top of the leaf so you can see it in those nice little yellow speckles that they put. You get to look at their beautiful webs and they're really challenging you and helping you grow as an indoor gardener. So those are my favorites for this month. We got the just stunningly beautiful Alocasia Cuprea, my dynamic, really like full of dimension spider plant, my Alocasia Stingray that now has room to grow, and spider mites, you know what I mean? Gotta appreciate the spider mites. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know some of your favorites this month. I would love to know what you loved in March. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.